Hey, what's up, YouTube? This is Chris from Universe X, and I just want to start a new kind of video today on my channel, at least new for me. Before I get into it, please remember to like, comment, subscribe. I am still holding a subscriber contest for my channel, and I will have that link to the video just like right down there. So on your way down to it, click that notification bell, click subscribe, like the video, and that video will show you all the instructions you need in order to join the contest and win the prizes I'm giving out. So the video I want to do today is actually I want to start the day 2 days before locals, putting out the deck I'm going to take in the locals, and I'm going to make it different each time. And then Monday night or Tuesday night, I'm going to come back with the results as well as the matchups and just kind of a little tournament report, just to keep things lively, give some people some ideas to play around with. I just haven't really been having too much fun since Nats. I didn't really want to play Storm, and Gogeta was fun, but it's just kind of inevitable. Like, if you weren't playing against Storm, lots of decks don't have the opportunity to shut you out of the game before you completely shut them out of theirs. So because of that, I just haven't been to locals that often, but that's not how I rack up points. That's not how I create content. That's not how I get store credit for things I don't want to pay for later. So that being said, I'm going to start going to locals again, and I'm going to start making sure that I play a different deck every time, and I'm going to upload it in 2 parts to my channel. So this is the very first before locals deck profile, and let's get into it. So going right into the deck list, I'm going to give you guys every card very quickly, and I'm going to talk about the how I built the deck and what I wanted to do. The leader is Dragon Ball Shinron. You guys all know what this does, and I will get into it more. If this goes too fast, if there are things, if you like me to go more in depth, just please leave me comments and I'll switch it up in the next video. But these cards have all been out for a while, so I think that lots of people know what they're doing. So we got 4 fledgling talent pants. We've got 4 Scramble Assault Sun Goten. We've got 4 Explorer Bulma. 3 Explosive Spirit Sun Goku. 4 Temporal Rescue Trunks, the super combo. 2 Burst Attack Sun Gohans. And then we get to the core of the Miraculous Revival. 2 Super 17, the Infernal Machine. Sorry, some of the cards got disorganized over here. 2 Foreseeing Hit. And 2 Dark Duo Deborah. We'll get into that a little later. Got 7 Dragon Balls, as per usual. 3 Dragon Radar. 'Soul of the Deck, Child's Wish, and World Peace. And then for defense, 2 Crusher Ball, 4 Flying Nimbus, and 1 Power Burst. So, going into this, the whole point of the deck was to abuse World Peace. That's literally the entire function. I just want to abuse World Peace. So then I thought to myself, when abusing World Peace, what do you want to do? And you want to cheat out things that you normally wouldn't want to spend the energy on. Now, I found that 4 or 5 is probably the sweet spot. If I ran Objection, cost 4 or 5, because for you guys that don't know, World Peace says that you bring back 1 battle card that shares an energy cost that's equal to or less your total energy. So in a deck that doesn't run blue for Objection, I think 4 is the safest spot for World Peace, because after that, any turns. I mean, sometimes even 4 is a stretch if you don't have the right defensive core, but there's just not really reason to think that you're going to be allowed to get to 5 energy without ramp just before your game gets started. So 4 was the sweet spot, and then that led me to the choices I had. The next thing was that the deck needs an early game, and an early game doesn't happen when you're revolving around world peace. So that is why Child's Wish was put in. Okay. So now we're going to talk about some of the targets. For world peace, the main targets are Super 17, Foreseeing Hit, and Dark Duo Deborah. Now, they each have different purposes and they do different things. They all attack the hand in some way, shape, or form, though. Dark Duo Deborah, he blindly snatches 2 cards from your opponent's hand and puts them in the warp. When he leaves the field, they get those cards back. So he is weak to removal. That is one thing you have to kind of worry about. But if your opponent is using red-blue, and you know they've used Zeno, or you can just smell if they have Zeno, or you just know the deck type, that is actually the best situation for this card, because you can put them down freely, and as long as you don't swing with them, your opponent can't Zeno you without knowing they're going to lose those 2 cards. So if they're good cards, they're going to be a little more hesitant, or they're going to have to just pull the trigger and lose those cards because they know they have to Zeno you. The next card is Hit. You guys already are familiar with this card. Gives you so much information, allows you to see your opponent's hand and take out the best battle cards you can. And then you have Super 17, the Infernal Machine. Now, he is not the best one to lead with unless your opponent barely has a hand. If your opponent's sitting at 6 cards, go ahead, make them discard 2, because they're going to be discarding the ones they don't want to discard. Slam down one of these and remove half of their hand. If they're at 6 cards and you make them discard 2, then blindly remove 2, you just probably took the meat and potatoes right out of their hand. So they work in tandem. The other thing is that this card allows me to have some pressure late game. This is my finisher, because he will discard 2 cards from their hand when they could already be low, and then Shinron will give him triple strike or triple attack and plus 10,000. So at this point, this is a 30k double strike, triple attack that cannot be countered. And so that might just be the 6 life right there, or at least the 2. They have to kind of push me through that in terms of counter. So that's where this comes in. We're going to abuse world peace. We're going to bring these guys on the field, off the field, except this guy. We don't ever really want him coming off the field. And we are going to tear apart the hand and then swing. And it's great because he can't take counters, but he cannot be countered. So that's what we're going to work with here. Now, the other revival core, the Child's Wish, has a couple of targets, and they are all kind of fun. So, this guy is just the consistency builder. You guys know him. You may not love him, but the consistency builder right here. Scramble Salt Goten. You guys know what he does, but he swings. You look at the top 3 cards from your deck, and you take one of them, you put the other ones on the bottom. And basically, he is just to get consistency. He is to make sure we find our targets to drop with Fledgling Pan. He is to make sure that we find our world pieces, more Child's Wishes. He's very good. Our Nimbus is to stay alive. You guys know what he does, and he does it well. Next, we have the Bulmas. And the Bulmas serve a very unique purpose. When they are brought back, the actual effect of Bulma is when it's played, you can put up to the top 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard, as well as untapping up to 2 energy, as well as drawing a card. So this person gets a Child's Wish off of hard casting this card, and you will draw 2. Well, you will draw 1, untap the 2 energy you used to play this, and if you so choose, if your graveyard's not juiced enough yet, you can mill the top 2 to maybe put a desire card that you'll get back when you flip into Shinron, or to put a card, any one of these cards that you could, just put into the graveyard in order to get it back. And so this card is very unique. It's not always used. It ends up in the energy zone more than anything, but when it goes off, when it needs to be used, it's wonderful. Then we've got Explosive Spirit Son Goku, if I can find the last copy. There we go. And this guy is also interesting. Early game, he's pressure because he is a 10k berry that will untap at the end of turn. He can just keep poking your opponent and still stay back on defense. But mid game, he also becomes removal. Your opponent swings and gets Nimbused. they swing and take 2 health out of the 7 you might already still have. You put this guy down and he blows up the card and then is able to pressure an unawakened leader, or you can combo with it. There's a lot of things he can do, but the point is he's a very versatile card. He's flashy energy a lot of the times, but you only really need one in the graveyard to have him as an option to blow up your opponent's stuff. The last card that goes into the Child's Wish revival category is Burst Attack Sun Gohan. Especially after dropping parts of your hand with an Infernal Machine or comboing out of attacks, this guy is just in the graveyard to provide crit pressure and replenish your hand. It's what he does, and it's good, solid utility. And that's the Child's Wish core. So that's the 2 parts of the deck. Early game, mid game to win. Now, around that, of course, you have the basic frame of the deck. You've got your, actually, let me back up. To cap that off, you have the show starter herself, Fledgling Talent Pan, because you need these cards in the graveyard. But I know you can just combo to defend yourself, and that does happen, but it's so much better when you can discard a Gohan, draw a card, and just wait for it later. Discard one of these, draw a card. So Fledgling Pan is honestly one of the most important cards in this deck, because you literally are able to just dump any one of your graveyard targets into the grave and draw a card. You do what you want to do normally, but you just also replace the card you just lost. And that is monumental. So Fledgling Pan is probably one of the most, like, she's just integral. This deck, if there's no way you can have this deck without her just in there. Moving past that, we just go on to the bare bones, the parts of the deck that just have to be in there. You have your 4 super combos. You have your 7 Dragon Balls. You do need to sometimes look at the top 7 for a desire card, because you need the Child's Wishes early game and you need the World Pieces as soon as you hit turn 4. But Dragon Radar also can do the draw 2 by taking 2 Dragon Balls, but what it's mainly used for is recycling my Child's Wishes and World Pieces once they've already hit the grave. Last but not least, we have the defensive cards, which are 4 Nimbus, 2 Crusher Balls, because there are some things that you cannot Nimbus, like the secret rare, and then 1 Power Burst. I was fooling around with having 1 at all costs Vegeta in here, but I realized that I kind of like Infernal Machine more, because for what I do, not only does he further the hand being dropped, but he's uncounterable. So I can take your super combos and then just leave your counters in hand with my Triple Strike 30k 17. So that's pretty much what I got there. Past that, the Power Burst replaced the one of Vegeta, and it's sparking. I can take another card from life, but I can also defend myself. So that is pretty much it for the defensive core. And last but not least, you guys already know the leader, so I guess there's nothing to say last but not least about. The side deck I will keep to myself until I come back from locals. When I come back from locals, you guys will know my side deck, and I'll let you know what worked and didn't work, but I gotta keep something as a surprise for tomorrow. So yeah, I hope you guys like this new kind of video. I will do the follow-up either tomorrow night, but we kind of get a locals late, so it may be Thursday, but or not Thursday, Jesus, a Tuesday. But I'm gonna try to get it on Monday night. So like I said, leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, take a look at the contest that's still gonna be at the bottom of that screen, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. You guys have a great day.